in this tutorial, we will write a Python program to swap two variables. So we have x, we take it from user, we let's say a float, input, it can be any variable, let's say any variable. So we don't take float, we just take input, enter, 1, let's say, and y is our input, and enter 2. Okay, so now if I want to print uh, x x and y, no, let's say before swapping before swapping we have a x is x dot format x, or x and y actually are this and this. So this is x and y. Okay, so this is before swapping, and now we swap it. And how will we swap? We swap it with the help of a temporary variable. So we create a variable temporary and we give x to it. Now since we have x saved, we give y to x, and now we need to give x to y. Now x was actually we stored it into temperature variable, so temp will go into the x. So now what is happening is, let's say our x has 5 and y has 10. So what we are actually doing is we gave temp equals to x, which is 5. Now our 5 is stored into the temp, and now if we go x equals to y, x equals to y, and y has 10, so x will be 10 now. And now we give y equals to temp, and temp has 5, so 5. So before we have x is equal to 5 and y equal to 10, and now we have a swapped variable, and x has 10 and y has a 5. So let's see if this works out. Also I want to print the same after swapping as well. So this will be after swapping. Let's see after swapping if our variables are actually swapped. So let's enter. First number is 10 and another number is 20. So before swapping, x and y are 10 and 20. After swapping, x and y are 20 and 10. X has 20 and y has 10. You can enter anything. Let's say I want to enter my own name. Let's say Python or Prakash. And another word I want to enter is Python. So before swapping, x and y are Prakash and Python. And after swapping, x and y are Python and Prakash. So both variables are swapped. Actually, Python has so many other ways to swap two variables as well. So let's try other ways. I'm just copying it all and pasting it over here. And now instead of using another variable, we don't use another variable and we simply say x y equals to y x. So what it actually does is it gives y to x and it gives x to y. So variables are actually swapped. So let's now use 10 and 20. So if you see, before swapping, x and y are 10 and 20. After swapping, x and y are 20 and 10. So variables are actually swapped. There is another technique by using addition and subtraction. We can swap the variables, which let me copy all this and paste it over here and remove this one. We will use it swap the variables by using addition and subtractions. So what we do is we actually store sum of x and y into the x, and y equals, we say, x minus y. So what actually is happening is, let's say we have x equals to 5, y equals to 10. So what we are doing is x equals to x plus y. So x equals to will be now x plus y, which will be 15. Okay, and now we are giving y equals to x minus y. X is 15 and we minus y, which is 10. So 15 minus 10, we have 5. So y gets 5. So things work. And we give x equals to, now what do? We have x equals to 15 and y equal to 5, and we need y, and y was 10. We need 10, which means x minus y again. because now y no longer has 10, y has 5. So if we subtract 5 from 15, we will have 10. So let's subtract, do the same again. So x minus y. So now x minus y, x has 15, y has a 5. So now x equals to x minus y, then x equals to 10. So now we have y equal to 5, x is equal to 10, and before we had x equal to 5 and y equal to 10. So these things work. Let's run it and see if our technique is right. So let's say we have 100 and then we have 200. Unsupported format. Unsupported format because we are using subtraction and addition, and here we are taking input as a string. So we have to convert it into the float. Remember, by default, Python actually takes your input as a string. So you have to convert it into floating. Before we did not use because we were not performing any addition or subtractions or any operations. So it was not actually making any problem. It was not giving any error because we were not applying any operation to any string. And here we are applying actually addition and subtraction to strings, which will not work. Like if I want to say Prakash, oh I'm sorry, if I want to say Prakash and plus Python, now this will not work like that. So I will convert it to the float now. Now this will work. I'm doing 100 and I'm doing 200. Now if you see before swapping, x and y has x has 100, y has 200, and after swapping, x has 200 and y has 100. You can also do this by using uh, multiplication and division as well. So let's do that, man. Let me copy it and paste it over here and remove this one. The technique is same. The technique is same. X equals to, we just multiply both of them, and our x or y becomes x divided by y, and our x again becomes x divided by y. Actually, this is the same technique we used over in plus and minus. You can do the same for multiplication and division as well, and this will work also the same way plus and minus work. So let's say I have 100 and then I have 200, and now if you can see x and y, x had 100, y had 200, and now x has 200 and y has 100. We have finally one more technique left, which is by using XOR operator. XOR operator. So let me mark it down and copy all this and paste over here and delete this. XOR operator is actually X. You give this sign Y, and you do same for XY for Y, and you do same for X again. Now let's see if this works. 100, 500. Oh, type error. Unsupported operand for this float and float. Let me see where the mistake is. Oh, I have found out the mistakes. Actually, your XOR operator cannot work on floats, so we have to take only integers over here. We cannot give float. Let's run it now. We have, let's say, 100 and we have 500. So this works. X had 100 and y had 500. Now x has 500 and y has 100. So we are done with swapping variables. Uh, this actually the technique. Each technique has its own limitation. So through this technique, by using any other variable, temporary variable, we can swap two variables. Variables can contain integers, numbers, floats, strings, lists, or any data type. They can swap any data type you have. They can swap. And for this one also, you can swap any data type because there's no any operations used over here. But in addition and subtraction, it can only swap float and integers. It cannot swap strings. It cannot swap any other data type, right? And for multiplication and division, same as addition and subtraction, because we have to perform some kind of multiplication and division. over here, so we cannot apply this technique on strings. And for XOR, this is has even more limitations. You cannot convert floats, or you cannot use floats over here. XOR can only be applied on integers. So this one works only for integers. So I hope it helps. This was actually a good program, and see you in next tutorial.